Hey everybody, so I hope you're doing really well. So quick video, had somebody comment on the last one where I discussed the Record T5 technical jack plane. I grabbed my wooden jack plane and I said that wasn't set up. I think it was a guy, Eddie New, left a comment, so thanks for that. And it was just why that wasn't set up and suitable, though I have used it in the past before I shaped it up to be a real jack plane. And the only real reason is that, demonstrate it I suppose, there's an old plane iron, but to all intents and purposes that looks square across. My jack plane iron is curved on the edge like that, and it's set up very coarsely, so you need to think that when you're using a shooting plane that you want it shot pretty square, and I wouldn't overthink that. You know, don't start disappearing up your own arse with it. If you've got a plane that's set for kind of smoothing cuts or a tri-plane or anything like that, it's going to be fine. It's going to be absolutely fine. Because remember, if you're using a shooting board, you shouldn't be using material really that's any thicker than 3/4 of an inch. It should be less. And you should only be taking some very fine cuts that create basically just the finest of shavings. And also, you should be trying to cut things as accurately as you can to size in the first instance. If you're just cutting something off, it should be okay, 1, 2, 3, trim it off. You shouldn't be like so far back from your line that you just ba-dum, 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 and you're just ridiculously trimming off the ends. And thinking about a shooting board plane, if you want to get one, just for heaven's sake get one. They're really nice things. If you want to make a specific plane, do so. That's brilliant. But your average projects that you would use something on like this, a piece of casework where you're shooting stuff in, you're only going to maybe need to hone the iron a few times. Yeah, it's working on end grain. It might be a little bit harder, but you know, keep it simple. If you've got a number 5, or you know, pick up a wooden tri-plane or a jack plane, as long as it's just a straight edged iron, you're fine. And like I mentioned last time, don't stress about, you know, square soles and going out and checking all this like an engineer. There's a lateral adjustment lever. You just adjust it, and it would be, if you had a lot of work to do, you're just going to get on that shooting board, shoot your first one, you maybe drop a square on it, then you move on through and maybe check it a couple of times as you go. But I wouldn't check the tool, I would check the outcome. You know, there sometimes could be a balance there, but it's like, well, if the tool's running smooth and it's taking a shaving, is it correct? Is it square? If not, I'm just going to adjust it to see. So yeah, the only reason why I don't use the wooden jack is because it's not prepared appropriately. It's got a curved iron in there. It's going to make a mess of any end grain shooting. But there's no reason why I couldn't take try a plane like this one. You know, it's a bit of a beast, but a plane like that's going to have lots of heft to it. And what's nice is the escapement, the mouth of the plane. You've got lots to grab, and you can really use that as a reliable shooting plane. And great thing about timber planes is there's virtually no friction. They just slip along beautifully. You know, they're great value. And the nice thing is with using a wooden plane is that sometimes the wedges in them can get a bit beaten up, and they can be a bit prone to clogging if they've been abused. But because you don't need to use the cap iron in any way, you can just slide that out of the way and just enjoy a lovely sharp iron and just use it for trim and end grain if you really wanted to. But yeah, don't get too wrapped up with shooting boards. Keep them simple and have fun. Alright, so see you soon.